My bachelorette party was a disaster because my friends made it all about them.
Oh, dude, what? You had friends that worked for FEMA? That's crazy.
So I got married 1 year ago. Yay! All of my friends were really excited for me. Some of them had never even been to a wedding or bachelorette party, and were, of course, extra nervous and excited, therefore. By the way, this comes from SnorkMaiden14 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. Before the wedding, I chose 5 bridesmaids. My sister, let's call her Cecilia. My second cousin, childhood friend, let's call her Amanda. My other childhood friend, who is my closest friend, let's call her Mary. And 2 friends, let's call them Sophia and Mandy. Before the wedding, my friends threw me a bachelorette party. They were really sweet since I live about 400 kilometers away from basically all of my friends and the place where I grew up. Sophia and Mandy actually drove 400 kilometers to come get me, bought me pizza, and then drove back 400 kilometers with me. When we got back, it was late, and I slept at Sophia's place, and then the bachelorette party would start the next morning. Since I was 17, I was 28 when all this happened, I had told all of my friends that for my bachelorette party, I wanted to do laser tag and go dancing. And I remind them a lot throughout the years so they wouldn't forget. That sounds great. So I knew that that was what they were going to do, and I was super excited. I could barely sleep because of the excitement. The only thing they had told me was to bring some nice clothes with me. So the next morning, I took a shower, put on some makeup, and a pair of fancy pants and a nice shirt.
Fancy pants.
Then me and Sophia drove to another city about 50 kilometers away. First, we went to her mom's place to return the car and wait for the other ones. After a while, Sophia suggested that we would take her mom's dog for a short walk while we waited. And when we had been walking for only a few meters, my other friends and bridesmaids come out of a bus to surprise me. I was happy to see them, but also got a bit worried since they were all wearing costumes. The thing is, I absolutely hate dress up.
Well, you hate dressing up unless it's your fancy pants.
Unless you're your fancy pants. I'm the kind of person who hates Halloween and avoids Halloween parties because I don't like to dress up. I've never liked it, and that is something my friends should know about me since it isn't a secret. Well, suddenly they hand me a bag with a costume and a wig and tell me to go put it on. I was a bit irritated and asked them if I really had to. At first, they seemed a bit unsure and taken aback, but they insisted. Fine, I'll survive wearing a costume and a wig for a little while. I asked them if I would have to wear it all day, but never really got an answer. It was a Little Mermaid costume because I loved the movie, and all of the other ones were dressed as different Disney characters. It made sense because I am a huge Disney fan.
Wait, Disney fan, but you don't like dressing up?
That just doesn't add up, dude. What's going on? Something is amiss.
I get it. Some people don't like doing it, but like I feel like those go hand in hand.
So we got on the bus. Amanda is a bus driver, so she was driving this private bus for the day. Amazing, I know. And Mary was giving me some drinks. Amanda was driving deeper and deeper into the forest, but I figured out where we were going. To a farm. I love animals, and my favorite animals are dogs and pigs. So when we got to the farm, there was a table with brunch that we ate. And then they had arranged that I would meet the pigs. I mean, really meet them. Like go inside the fence and pet them. Absolutely amazing, but there were a lot of other people on the farm, like kids and stuff. And they were all looking kind of weirdly at us since we were all dressed up. Who cares? But I tried to ignore it and enjoy the pigs. Afterwards, we were driving back to the same city. I woke up in the morning. Now, here's where I got really disappointed. Ever since I, for the first time, tried out laser tag, I have told all of my friends that is what I want to do for my bachelorette. Every single one of my friends. So we were driving to the area that has laser tag, and I got so excited. I started telling one of my friends about how excited I was, how this was all I ever wanted to do for my bachelorette, blah, blah, blah. I noticed she seemed a little uncomfortable, and my heart started to sink. Isn't that where we were going? Nope. They took me to a photo studio, and yes, I am into photography, but I hate having my pictures taken.
What is up with these contradictions?
Mandy, on the other hand, loves it. And she kept telling me about how she found this studio that you could rent for a few hours and that she was going to do it for herself someday and so on. Look, there was nothing really wrong with the idea, except that I hate to stand in front of the camera. But it was so awkward. Nobody except Mandy seemed to want to be there. We were all just sitting there quietly while she was dancing around and having fun. I wasn't having fun. It just felt awkward. I hated every minute of it. Oh, we weren't drinking either. When we finally were done in the studio, I was kind of hungry, and the plan was to go out to eat. Said and done, we went to a sushi place. My sister Cecilia unfortunately had to go to work the next morning, so she kind of left quickly after she had eaten. Then Amanda and another friend tell me they also have to go, so they leave with the bus. That's when I realized I wouldn't get to go to laser tag. I was really disappointed, but still figured we could have fun and go dancing or something. But before that, I definitely want to change out of my Ariel outfit. So we go back to Sophia's place to change. While we're there, we for some reason decide that we're going to play some board games before we go out clubbing. We play maybe 2 games, and then Mary says she needs to go home. She had a 1-year-old daughter at the time, so it's understandable. We are 5 girls left, and somehow we end up talking all evening about Mandy and her crush. Then another friend goes home, and then another one. After that, I threw up. I wasn't even wasted.
What?
And then Mandy, Sophia, and I go to sleep. I felt so sad and disappointed. I never even got to wear my fancy clothes that they told me to bring. The next day, Sophia keeps on sleeping all day, and Mandy goes home. I can't leave until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon to catch my train back home, and Sophia sleeps until I leave. So I just scroll on my phone all day long, and I'm super bored. Then I leave for the train station and go back home. And yes, I had to book and pay for the train myself. I was so disappointed with the bachelorette party, but I didn't want to be ungrateful. But it was difficult when my fiance told me about his bachelor party that he had the same day as my bachelorette party. They had gone to mini golf, a tour with free drinks and food, to a sauna, riding jet skis, going to karaoke and dancing and partying all night long. I would have done anything to do all of that stuff instead of going to a photo studio. When I met with one of my friends a few weeks later who couldn't make it to the bachelorette party, she asked me how it had been. I told her it was fun, but she immediately understood it wasn't the case. Honestly, I feel like that's pretty fair to be disappointed about this.
Yeah.
At first I was like, oh, farm, it's fun, but like, it's not just that they're not doing what OP has always told them that she wanted to do. It doesn't even seem like they're doing things that OP likes to do.
It doesn't feel like a bachelorette situation at all. It just felt like, we're having
day.
like a hang.
Yeah, we're hanging out. We're going to go do a farm and play board games. And like, totally fair if that would be something. Like, I would love to have a bachelorette party where we all play board games. That'd be great.
Throwing it out there.
Honestly, I kind of want to have a bachelorette party where all my friends come over and we just have a party. I just want to host.
Usually what it is.
Yeah, but I just want to have like a party. Like I don't want it to be gendered. I just want everyone to come over and hang out.
Have a party.
You just want to throw a party, and it doesn't matter why.
And I'm the center
I'm having
of
a party.
attention.
You can't say why.
You can't say why. Who's to say? But anyway, I understand why OP would be pretty sad about this. When I heard what they were planning, I knew you would get disappointed, so I didn't even bother getting a babysitter since I didn't want to participate in something that would just make you sad and disappointed. I know you really wanted to go out dancing and to laser tag. When she told me that, I told her that she was right. I was very disappointed and sad that this was all I got for my bachelorette. I have told Cecilia and Mary about my feelings, and they told me that it had been really hard for the bridesmaids to cooperate with each other, and that Mandy and Mary were basically in charge and shooting down every other person's ideas. Apparently, Amanda had suggested laser tag at some point, but that idea was shot down immediately. Mary even admitted that the reason they all dressed up was because she and Mandy loved to dress up. But I find it really strange since I don't like it, and it was supposed to be my bachelorette party. Now, a year has gone by and I was doing just fine, but lately I've been hearing stories about bachelorette parties that my friends have been to. And they have told me that it had been so much fun and how they didn't like my bachelorette party and all of the other bachelorettes they had been to lately have been a billion times more fun. Why are these people telling you this?
They're
That's
like,
so weird.
yeah,
Like,
for
your
next
bachelorette
time.
parties. I haven't told Amanda, Mandy, or Sophia about my feelings, but all my other friends know, and every single one of them have told me that they didn't like how it turned out either. When one of my cousins got married, her friends first threw her a bachelorette party, and after the wedding, a wife party. Basically the same as a bachelorette party, but after the wedding. At the time, I told everyone I know that I found it really weird and that they shouldn't do something like that for me. But now, since my bachelorette party was a big disappointment, I kind of want them to throw me a second one. But of course, I can't ask them to do that. It would be rude and ungrateful of me. You know, it's never ungrateful or rude. Listening to full episodes of stories just like this, just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But there's a little bit left to the story. Do you have any final?
My thought would be like, tell your friends that.
Yeah.
Don't be like, oh, I just want him to throw me another party.
Just say like, hey, I feel like this wasn't really, geared towards me. I would love to do this again. Honestly, I feel like you could say, like, I would love to do this again. Let's go out dancing and laser tagging.
Yeah, you can do it in a way where
just
it's like,
control the narrative, or just control it. There's more. So even though I already asked if I'm the a-hole in the title, I actually don't need you to answer because I know I am one. Well, I don't think so. I am so petty that I can't get over this experience, even though I should be grateful for all they did for me and for at least trying. But I feel so disappointed and I get so jealous when I hear the stories of all the other bachelorette parties that apparently are super fun. I guess my question isn't really if I'm the a-hole. I am, but rather how do I move on and get over this? I feel so entitled and spoiled to even have these feelings. I basically feel like an a-hole. Help. And that is the end of that story. Man. Yeah, Susan McClintock says she should just throw herself a laser tag dance party. Honestly, just do that.
Do what you gotta do for yourself.
Do it for you, man.
did
Do it
last
for
year.
you.